Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouly now holds a press conference following cabinet meeting on the latest economic and social developments.
To welcome you in our weekly cabinet meeting press conference. I would like to congratulate Pope Tawadros II, Pope of Alexandria, and the Patriarch of the Holy Apostolic See of St. Mark, and all the Coptic Egyptians on the occasion of Easter. May God bring all the good to Egypt. And I would like to congratulate all Egyptians for Sham al-Nisim. This is a joyful occasion because it is the beginning of the summer season, and I wish all Egyptians always great. I would like to start with all the positive news that we woke up to see yesterday, which is reaching or holding the military operation between the two sides in the Middle East for 2 weeks. And this news that the whole world welcomed, because we were very alarmed because of the developments that would lead the region to a bad situation if there was no ceasefire agreement. There were bad repercussions, harsh repercussions on the region. In spite of the situation that it was not the end yet, but it is a positive step that we look forward that all the sides would abide by this bright window to reach a final agreement to stop this war. Here, allow me to assert what President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi said, from asserting on the importance of valuing the human values first, and Egypt welcoming this agreement. And the most important is that we are all keen that all the warring side would be engaging seriously in the talks to reach peaceful settlement and to live peacefully among all the parties in the world, not only in the region. The President also asserted that Egypt is standing leadership, government and people supporting the security and stability and for our brother in the Gulf and Iraq and Jordan. Continuing to exert all efforts for ending these struggles and to have peace and security in the region. In a relative matter and common matter, we are standing with our brother in Lebanon, facing the brutal attacks that happened during the past 2 days, and we support Lebanon to get out of this crisis. And that's the opinion of President Sisi, that it is the opinion of Egypt. War would never lead to end the crisis or reach a vision or stable vision for the region. At the end, all parties should agree on negotiation and find an agreement, peace agreement, just peace agreement, to find stability in the region. Thank God, as you have been following up all the writings of international institutions, that Egypt had and Egyptian diplomacy played a very important role to reach the ceasefire that we agreed on, and Egypt is continuing with our brothers, the Arab states and Pakistan and Turkey, and all our regional partners and international partners in the coming phase to reach a permanent agreement to end the war. This is a very important point that I like to start with. Let's in that framework of the development, in spite of these developments are in a positive direction, but we cannot be assertive that the war has ended. So we deal with these elements that we should be very cautious and put different scenarios. So that's why we are moving. I would like to assert and repeat that how we are moving as a state. We are working on many axes. The most important axis is that we are aware that this crisis has a severe repercussion on the presence of the commodities in the state. That's why we are arranging with the central bank to have the foreign currencies for the essential commodities for the states as well. We are more in 40 days with this war. The situation is stable. Our reserves are existing, as you know, from the central bank, that it increased from 52.7 to $52.8 billion throughout the month of March, in spite of all the exceptional circumstances that the war has put on the state. But there was no delay for providing the requirement for the market, and our flexible policy adopted by the central bank is making Egypt and the international institutions are hailing Egypt's position that we enter the war period with a proper foreign currency reserve, and Moody's and Fitch for credit rating stabilize our positive outlook in spite of all the challenges that we are facing. Of course, the indices is decreasing because of the direct impact of the war. That we wish it is a temporary change till the situation is stabilized, then the situation would return to normal. The President is giving always his directives for the government that we should have reserves from all the commodities, the essential commodities, which be sufficient in the coming phase, and I'm asserting on that. Thank God, in spite of all the challenges, our reserves from the strategic commodities are there from 6 to 8 months. We have no problem in strategic commodities, and I am saying that at the end of this month, the crops collection for wheat with the start, so we are giving more incentive for the Egyptian peasant. We increase the prices. Last year was 2,200, and now it increased, and we are with cooperation with the Minister of Finance, we would pay for the peasants once we have the commodities and the wheat. We want to rationalize also the energy. You have been following up the rationalizing system that we have adopted as a state. We have started to rationalize our usage of fuel, and the national project, which is requiring huge use of energy. We are moving to provide the reserve from the oil and natural gas. In that perspective, I am having Minister of Petroleum and Mineral Resources, and Minister of Planning and Economic Development, and Minister of Media, of Information. We are waiting to hear the positive news on the discovery of international companies, which include to our reserve in natural gas, and we are paying our delayed responsibilities towards the international companies, so they renewed the discovery in that domain. This year would witness positive news for more discoveries and that would enter the market as long as we are starting. That would, of course, give the state the opportunity not to pay this in foreign currency. As we are witnessing a high bill for the energy, and it is stressing on the energy and electricity sector, that why we increased the prices of electricity. And we did that because we didn't want to have an increased burden on the Egyptian citizen, except on the highest tranche, which is exceeding 2,000 megawatts and higher. That only witnessed the increase. Other than this, they are only commercial activities that witness the increase. We don't want to increase the pressure on the citizen and this leap and increases in the prices of energy because of the war. So we are trying to move in a gradual manner, that we do not put more burden directly on the citizens, especially on the Brexit, which are under pressure because of the increases in the prices. The last thing that I would like to tackle here, we are looking to the points of closing the shops and coffee shops early, which witness very different opinions. We are listening and to what's circulating in the streets. So we issued a decision to close the shops at 9 p.m. except on Thursday and Friday till 10 p.m. But we issued another decision, exception, because of the Easter and Resurrection Day. So from tomorrow, Friday, it will close on Friday at 11 p.m. Since there is a ceasefire, which is reflected on the decrease in the prices of energy in the world, so it is related to the continuity of the ceasefire. So in parallel with this, and God's will, with the hope that things will continue to stabilize in the coming phase, so we decided, the government decided, as the exceptional decision was for 1 month, starting 28th of March till the 27th of April. So we decided today to continue the timing of closing at 11 p.m. till the end of the month. So starting Friday, tomorrow, till the 27th of April, we will close the shops at 11 p.m. Cairo local time, not 9 p.m. So we added that we would give an exception from the closing decision, the touristic destination and historical location, because they are providing service for touristic sector and the Egyptian economy. I would like to assert for all citizens that we are following up throughout the hours, the clock, the ceasefire, and we wish that in the coming 2 weeks there would be good news for a total ceasefire and stop of the war, and we are giving our decision respectively. We wish that we would not extend this exceptional decision that was issued earlier. Before giving the speech to the ministers, I would like to say a final thing. You have, of course, followed up the decision for the adding of 6 companies for the Egyptian stock market. It is our program that we have started for the company sector, which is owned by the state, and according to the cabinet, we would like to evaluate and enroll it in the stock market. It is followed up that we have the opinion of